When the motorcade carrying the Archduke of Austria, Franz Ferdinand, accidentally missed a right turn in 1914, it led to Ferdinand's assassination and the onset of World War I. Misunderstandings like this pervade human history, and certainly there is no shortage of examples today. Specifically, I'd like to elaborate on misunderstandings between indigenous people and the governments which claim jurisdiction over them. One short story which sheds light on this subject is The Doom Tree of Wad Hamid by Tayeb Salih. The narrative consists mostly of villagers fighting to protect their sacred doom tree, while the government insists on cutting it down and making room for a steamboat pump. Salih's narrator is well-spoken and compelling while providing much support for the resistance to change found in the village. With this lens of cultural constancy acquired, one can also apply it to recent headline-making tribe of North Sentinel off the coast of India. Author Michael Safi accounts a significant history of the tribe's interactions with outsiders in his article titled, Sentinel Island's Peace-Loving People Had Centuries of Reasons to Fear Missionary. There are instances of violence outlined in both readings, and they are modern case studies of misunderstanding which have been fueled by cultural disconnect. I propose, then, that the Sentinelese are a respectable, peaceful, and complex society whose cultural constancy stems not from a distaste of progression, but rather a large appreciation and content with regard to community. At first glance, the Sentinelese tribe of approximately 100 people stand in stark contrast to the world around them, and their actions can easily be seen as barbaric. Just between now and 1971, they have wounded a National Geographic filmer with an arrow, killed 2 stranded people with machetes, and murdered an American missionary. Yet, Safi provides the insight that their hostility is only a sign of great insecurity. Given that the Sentinelese interactions with outsiders consist of the British spreading disease upon contact and then attempting to sell them in slave trade, the Sentinelese are justified isolationists. They are only protecting their lives and their lifestyles. On page 18, Salih's narrator provides a parallel account, stating that the people took up the cry, and throughout the country their hearts responded to the incident of the Doom Tree as to nothing before. Perhaps the reason is that in every village in this country, there's some monument like the Doom Tree of Wad Hamid which people see in their dreams. Significance lies in this notion that those who had no relation to the Doom Tree are able to feel the villagers' reliance on it. Religion is thus a permeating dogma that pulls people together, giving them life, healing, and a community. The community on the Sentinel Island is no different. They are grateful for what they have been blessed with, their island, the environment and animals which inhabit it, and the people with which they live, and they are willing to protect these things at all costs. These misunderstandings with the islanders are the result of a cultural constancy fighting to maintain. The Sentinelese stand akin to numerous indigenous people throughout the globe that have the right to a culture unaffected by modern influence, and it is fit that their society should be protected and allowed to flourish.